Hello, welcome to Timberwolf Talks. I'm Skura.
I'm Yesica.
I'm Jouvaughn.
I'm Shyann.
I'm Caroline.
I'm David.
I'm Kai.
I'm Averie.
And here we're going to give basically a survival guide for the incoming freshmen. So first off, for the freshmen in here, how's freshman year so far?
Crazy. Yeah.
It's fun, but I think there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting when I came here, because a lot of the when I joined ASB itself, I felt that freshman year was going to be a lot more harder. But I think that once I found the people I'm around, I think that freshman year has gotten a bit more easier for me.
It's always more difficult when you start out because you don't have an established friend group, or you don't really know what to expect. As you kind of go on, you start to learn how it works, and you find the people that you're most comfortable with and that you can like look for support, and that makes everything kind of easier. It doesn't get more easy, I think, like it gets more difficult because, I mean, obviously you're learning new topics and trying to apply that, but you do learn how to manage it better.
It is a big jump coming straight from 8th grade, but I think, again, like you guys have said, once you get into the swing of things, like you meet new people, you understand your classes, and you get a good time management schedule going, I think it becomes a lot easier per se, but it's still difficult, but it's manageable.
Yeah. It doesn't take very long to adjust if you enjoy it with people and you're comfortable with all your classes.
Yeah, and for the juniors and seniors in here, would you guys agree with that, basically, from what you remember freshman year being like?
My freshman year, I had already had an established friend group, but then sometimes that kind of fades away. So me and them aren't as close as we used to be, but then I had made another friend, and we're really, really close. And I think as you go on in your years, you either lose more friends or you gain a lot more friends. But freshman year was one of the hardest years, from just going from 8th grade to high school, because you're like, oh, I'm all that because I'm at the top of the food chain now, and then you get thrown into a freshman class and you're just like, oh, I gotta do this now. Plus the workload is a lot.
How about you guys?
So when I came to Yesica, I already knew a couple of people here. So it wasn't really hard for me to get used to it, but as Shyann said, it changes, and some of the people leave your life, not leave your life, but you guys don't really talk as much, and that really helped me grow as a person and grow my character more, because I got to talk to more people when I felt lonely or whatever. So it really helped. And since Yesica is really small, it was easy for me to get to know more people on a deeper level than to know 1,000 kids. So it was actually really easy than other high schools, basically.
Yeah.
So for me, it was similar to Shyann, because some of my friends from my middle school came here, so I was really close to them, and we're still close to this day. We're much closer now. But we did end up meeting more people as well, and now we have a huge group of close friends, and it's really nice now because, as Jouvaughn mentioned, it is a smaller school, so we all kind of know each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I would also agree with that as well. But then unfortunately, I don't know everyone's names, so sometimes I feel bad if someone says, hi, Sakura, and I don't know their name, so I just have to say hi.
I think coming in as a freshman, I knew a lot more upperclassmen, and then I knew a lot more sophomores than I do freshmen now, because the freshmen this year tend to stick together, except for the people in ASB who branch out because they're surrounded by nothing but upperclassmen. Because lately, I'll try to talk to freshmen and they're just
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, talk to upperclassmen, because it may hurt when they leave, but having those close relationships with people and having friends like Jouvaughn who help you be outgoing, or Yesica who are there when you really, really need them, and then making friends with when you go up into another class, making friends with the lower classmen. It's a lot better because you also have the friends that you know when you get there, and the friends you're gonna know when you leave.
All right. All right. So, how would you guys describe the workload at the school freshman year?
It's not really extreme. I think the change from 8th grade to high school is definitely one of the bigger jumps that you have to make. I think that mainly it's not necessarily that it's just the workload, but also the quality of the work. In middle school, you tend to see a lot more busy work, and when you go here, it's a lot more interactive notebooks where you're looking at the information again, and just learning how to have good study skills. It's a lot more independent study, so it's really your own responsibility.
Yeah. And how about everyone else who's not a freshman? Would you guys agree with that?
I would say so, but like the workload, for me as a freshman, it was different from like the classes, like how the teachers taught our classes is different from how they're teaching your classes. So for bio, it was a lot harder for me to stay caught up, and for a lot of other classes, like getting into the notebooks and stuff, that was a train wreck, because now my notebooks they're a lot better than they were last year in freshman year. Because I think those first 2 years, and especially freshman years, just getting into starting your notebook. So I think you have like a lot of extra stuff that you like stuff inside your notebook, but the workload isn't as bad as it seems when you get used to it, because at first it's a lot, but then as you progress throughout the freshman year, it gets a lot easier.
Yeah. How about you guys?
So I found that the planner that the school provides you really helps with the workload, because sometimes you'll have like a lot of work due one day and you'll forget to do one because you didn't put it in your planner. So I would say once you come here to always utilize your planner, because as a freshman, I didn't, like the first semester, I didn't really utilize it. So I was far behind in like a lot of my classes. But then once like second semester came around and I actually started using my planner, I saw the difference in not only my grade, but my attitude with like the workload.
Yeah.
So it actually motivated me to do the workload. But then, because it is a lot, like I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot freshman year because you do have a lot of core classes. Then like senior year right now where you only have like one core class and then like 2 college classes. So it will get like sophomore and junior year, it will get harder, but it's not as bad as freshman year where you're first like learning about it like the rest of them said.
Yeah.
I would agree with Jouvaughn about using a planner. Using a planner really helped me. I was able to use I use my planner throughout like all my years here at Yesica, and it really has helped me keep track of the homework assignments and like projects in long term and just different things like that. But a mistake that I made as a freshman was I didn't know about like the interactive notebooks that we had to do and everything. So I got the cardboard notebooks.
Yeah.
And after some time, after the first semester, I remember my English notebook, it didn't look that nice anymore, and it was like ripping. So I would probably suggest to get another one that's like more kind of better quality.
Like the plastic ones.
Yeah.
Because I remember the teachers telling us, don't get the cardboard ones. And they're like, they will get destroyed. And I remember having one for my college class, and by the end of, it was just one semester, by the end of that semester, it was ripping and destroyed. I'm just like, okay, great.
Yeah, I remember like even my like the plastic covered interactive notebooks, like that even kind of got a bit messed up in my backpack even.
They start to bend, but they don't start ripping out.
Yeah.
So I think the plastic ones, even though they're a little bit more expensive, it's worth it.
Yes.
Because those ones, I feel like you could, like if you really wanted to, you could keep them. Yeah, especially if they're not falling apart. Yeah. Because I still have my notebooks from freshman year.
I still have my notebooks, and I still have the English one, so it's ripped up, but I still
I feel like you should like keep your notebooks, especially throughout the years, to see what you did for that, like, to help you with the workload for the next year. So, like for English, Miss Beggs and Mr. Colosso are 2 different things, but I feel like Miss Beggs' work might help you a little bit with Mr. Colosso's workload.
Mm.
And then just like progressively throughout the years, especially math notebooks, if you ever need to go back and just
Yeah.
Go over equations.
yeah.
Yeah. I keep my old notebooks too. Like, I honestly have this like whole big box dedicated to my old notebooks, especially the math ones, because I don't remember every equation, unfortunately. All right. Is there anything else you need to add for that question?
Do you guys have anything as like a freshman? How is the workload for you guys?
I think that you'll need to learn how to manage it. I mean, becoming a SECA helps you realize that you've got to manage your time better, and with the planner, it does help with that. But I think that it's a lot more on you to figure out when you're going to do things and how long is it going to take. And once you learn how to manage your time, you can have, because at SECA, if you want to have some free time for yourself, you know, self-care and all that, taking care of yourself, I think that managing your time with your homework and all that, because going to SECA is a lot of hard work, but if you don't put in your effort to make it easier for you, then you won't, you know, survive as well as other people did.
Yeah.
And you also have to make sure you produce quality work so that you won't have to waste more time doing it again.
Yeah. All right. So is that it for that question? Yeah. All right. All right. So how would you guys explain college classes, like once you came here?
College classes here, it's like my first, like I thought it was gonna be like a really strict professor and teacher and everything like you see in the movies, but my first college class professor, she was actually really nice, but it wasn't really for myself. Like for myself, I heard she was a really hard teacher for myself. From like the upperclassmen in the class, because we had a couple of seniors and juniors in my college class, so they were even saying how like this was one of the hard professors, but they may seem hard, but just make sure to like do your work and it won't seem that hard, because some of the teachers are really nice, and if you actually talk to them and like keep up to date with what they're saying and not slack off on it, you'll actually be pretty good in the class.
Yeah. Which class was that, by the way, if I may ask?
It was Comm Studies 7, but the professor isn't here anymore.
Yeah.
It was Professor Morris. She left after my year. So.
I had a different experience for Comm Study 7.
Yeah.
I had Dr. Cross. I failed my first freshman college class because she would be there for a day and then leave for weeks at a time and then make us do our presentations. And then, like, it being our first college class, every time we had asked, like, if she was there for the day when she assigned her presentations, we would ask her questions, like, she would give us new websites to use for our presentations, and we would ask her how to do these things or what this and this meant, and she would be like, I don't know, and then, or she would be really rude and then wouldn't help us. But other than that, I had a lot of fun in that class, besides the fact that the teacher wasn't great, in my opinion. But other classes, I've had a lot of fun in. A lot of the teachers here say that college classes are going to be like, oh, they're going to be more strict and you got a lot more work, and I feel like the college professors spread the work out evenly more than the other teachers do. But there are some professors who are going to be pretty like strict about what they want in class, but out of like their lectures, they're really fun. And then there are other teachers that are like, I just don't want to show up today, so class is canceled. We're just like, okay.
I think the most important thing you can learn about college classes is just to kind of adapt to it, because the thing is you're going to run into professors that, like Shyann was saying, they don't really care about teaching the class, or maybe they're a really phenomenal teacher. It just depends, and being as responsible and like kind of like we were touching on, time management is really important. College classes are really high school classes, but more responsibility. You hold yourself accountable for getting things on time. These professors have their own things to do. They're not going to focus on nagging you about completing an assignment. So it's really just making sure that you're up to date on the classes. It seems stressful at first and scary taking a college class in high school, but it's really not that big of a deal, I think, once you start to adapt to what's expected. It's not that crazy.
Mm-hmm. How about you guys?
I know when I first entered my college class and during the first semester, I wasn't sure what to expect because, you know, as a freshman, like I've never taken a college class before, and I wasn't sure what to expect. But I was lucky to have I took Religion 14B for my first college class, and it was really the professor was really nice, and he wasn't as strict, and I feel like that if you understand, like, some of these college classes are going to be heavily based on reading and all that. It just depends on the college class, but you've got to learn how, like Caroline said, these professors aren't going to be the ones to tell you to get something done, because that's going to be on you. And a college class, I think that you need to approach it with a bit more maturity. I think that going to SECA in general, you need to understand that it's going to be on you to do all the work that they give you. And I think that a college class really exemplifies the fact that you are going to be the person that's going to decide whether or not you pass the class. Not anybody else but you.
Yeah.
You chose to go to this.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you have to take accountability for that.
Yeah. How about you guys?
The two professors I've had have both been very accommodating and nice, and if I ask them any question, they can answer it. First semester I took Religion 14A, and now I'm taking Psych 1, and the professors are both great.
That's good.
I think for me, I got really lucky my first semester freshman year because I took AJ21, which was a particularly easy class. But the class I'm currently taking is much different, so I adjusted to one, and then I got a whole different one to adjust to. And I think that's something you need to look out for, because every college class is different. My first college class relied on a slideshow PowerPoint where he would give us notes to take and everything we needed to study, but there was no homework. It was, here's all the information, now take your midterm. The college class I'm taking now is more independent reading, less slideshow, more listening to what the teacher is saying. I know we all have the same college class right now, and I would hope they would agree with what I'm saying, but it's just a lot different in each college class, how each professor chooses to run their class and what homework you get. You just need to be open to anything and adjust accordingly.
Really learn how to take notes by ear. Don't depend on the slides, because definitely, like, in the current college class we're in, the slides are very, like, the basic ideas. The rest you're listening to the professor for the information. So yeah.
And for a lot of the college classes, the content is a lot more mature, so you have to be able to handle that information. Like Averie, I have Psych 1, and like a lot of the things we talk about aren't things that a normal high school teacher would talk about, because it is a college class, so they will try to censor themselves a bit, but it's a college class, so they're gonna treat you like a college student. But then there are times that you can't handle what they're giving you, and that's okay. So they'll warn you beforehand that if you can't handle this and you need to leave, just go ahead and walk out, and everything will be alright.
Yeah. Alright. And would you guys also agree, like, you know how, like, some of the college classes, they're the same type of class, but it's just a different instructor? Would you guys agree that because of a different instructor, that really changes the class?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For your comm studies 7, I had to retake it in my sophomore year, and then I had a different teacher,
Mm.
and it was a whole different way she taught her class. Like, we would have to do papers and stuff, but she would give us slideshow presentations on things we needed to learn, and it was just like an entirely different concept of what she was teaching us. So I felt the way my second professor taught it was a lot easier to take in the information that we needed in order to get the grade we needed in class.
All right. So is there anything else you guys would like to add? No? All right. All right. So how would you guys describe the extracurriculars? So basically, you know, clubs, electives, sports.
So important. Don't join as many as you can, but definitely join at least 2 or 3 if you can, because it's going to be a lot of work and it is a commitment, so don't join more than you can handle. But honestly, it's one of the best ways to meet more people and to put yourself out there, especially because in your classes, people don't always connect with the upperclassmen, especially freshmen. But in clubs, you have a whole spectrum of like grades and just types of people, and you start to find a group that you can really bond with. I know me personally, when I joined like running club, like with Averie, you form a lot of bonds with people. It's a great way to like have like a sport, but also to kind of see people on the weekends, and you being a team really, it creates a really fun bond with people, and that's kind of the idea behind the clubs and activities themselves.
How about you guys?
Remember, just because you go to this school, it doesn't mean you can't play sports at other schools. So I know personally for me, since my home school is Chavez, I do play softball there, and it goes for any sport in any season. Just make sure you tell the counselor if you want to play any sports.
And just making sure, so for the sports, it is true that you need to, like your home school would have to be something in the Stockton Unified District, right? Yeah. All right. So how about you guys? Anyone else in here do any sports? What you do?
I do cheerleading at Stag, and I know personally, since I'm in ASB also, it took a lot of time out of the stuff I was able to do for leadership. So managing my time around 3-hour practices and then football games and basketball games every week, and like the people I had to surround myself around, it gave me an opportunity to be more outgoing and put myself out of my comfort zone, as well as give me an opportunity to learn what I can handle and what I can't handle, because as well as being in a sport, I have leadership and I have clubs that I've joined that I realized that if I want to do one thing, that I need to be able to do that well enough and not spread myself too thin. Because cheerleading took a lot of time out of the things I had already loved to do. And I had football games every Friday, and then in the next season I had basketball games every Wednesday and Friday for about 2 months. So it took a lot of time out of my clubs and my schoolwork, and my life was revolved around that instead of focusing on my academics and other things that I had already made a commitment to.
So other than if you don't have like enough time to go to like another school to do the sport, SECA does provide you with 2 sports, which is indoor soccer and volleyball, indoor volleyball, and and ping pong and chess. So if you're either into like those type of stuff, and if you're either into those type of stuff, you guys should make sure to do that, because it's really I wouldn't say it's easy to get onto the teams here, but since it is just like we only play like 1 game per year, it's easier to bond with them because you go to more practices. Like you go to practices every week basically since tryouts, and so it's easier to bond with them, and it's easier to get like more. Because if you have it in PE, you're not really good. You could go to the conditioning that we have every year. I think for volleyball it's the first semester, and then soccer it's like the first half of the first semester. If that makes sense. So if you're either not really like good in the thing that you're either doing in PE, you guys can go to the conditioning, and they'll actually like help you.
Mhm.
Yeah. And for ping pong, I think they do tournaments with like the younger. I don't know if any of you are in ping pong.
I think they play against like other middle schools.
Yeah.
I know Pittman Charter, for example, they play with them.
And then chess, they go to different tournaments. Like they have one coming up on the 10th, which is they're just gonna be doing a chess tournament like a regular one that you see on the movies.
Yeah.
And let's hope that they win.
Yeah. Anyone else for sports?
I know for extracurricular in general, you really need to know yourself as a person before you sign up for anything, because there is a point where you need to step out of your comfort zone, but not too far, because at SECA it's still a lot of academics. So if you're out doing so many clubs and all of this, and you know that you're not going to be able to manage your time well, then, you know, restrict yourself a little bit. I know my first semester I took an ASL because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to handle everything at SECA, and I avoided signing up for clubs because I knew that this would be a big jump for me personally, because I didn't have a lot of the things like some elementary schools will prepare you for.
Yeah.
Like Cornell Notes was a new thing for me.
Mm.
So I knew that once I had gotten the hang of things in first semester, I wanted to maybe try and do some more things. So that was when I joined leadership. And I think leadership for me is a way for me to put myself out there. And I met a lot of new people, and for my couple of weeks that I have been in leadership, I don't know everyone yet, but the people that I do know, I feel like I have made a bond with, and I felt like that was a great way to put myself out there and meet upperclassmen, like you guys were saying earlier, because I think once you do meet upperclassmen, or in your case lowerclassmen, SECA becomes a lot more homey, and I think being on the small campus and knowing everyone who will then introduce you to more people, and it becomes a lot more like a family, and that is definitely my favorite part of SECA and their extracurricular activities, is the family feeling it gives you.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Everyone else too?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, do you guys like have any electives that you guys really like to talk about, or clubs like that you just want to talk about, even advertise?
So, I'm gonna add on to what Caroline said about not joining a lot of clubs, because as me coming in as a freshman, I wanted to really feel that high school experience and do a lot of things, but that also affected my schoolwork and academics. So when I came here as a freshman, I joined like all the clubs basically, which wasn't a good thing, because now as a senior, now that I look back on it, I'm only in half of the clubs that I joined, and those are the clubs that I put most of my efforts in, and the rest of them I barely put like any effort. So as the saying would say, like quality over quantity. So make sure if you're gonna join like clubs, make sure you put all your effort in, because like right now, I know there's people in clubs right now that are in the club just to put it on their college recommendation, but that won't help you as much.
Yeah.
They're looking to see how you did, like what did you do in that club, and how did you grow from the club.
Yeah.
So as a senior, speaking to like the incoming freshmen, I feel like if you're gonna come in here wanting the high school experience that you see in like the TV, or you see your other friends doing, make sure that you join at least like less than 3 clubs, 4 clubs?
3 clubs, 4 clubs at most.
Yeah. To not because like we all stated like in the other questions, the workload is really heavy. So in order to balance your academics and your extracurriculars, like you want to make sure you only do a little bit extracurricular, but do like a good job of it.
All right, and just out of curiosity, so what all clubs are you guys in? So anyone want to start first?
I'm in running club.
Nice.
As of now, I am not in any clubs. Leadership.
I'm in.
True.
I'm in leadership and I'm in Kava.
So I'm in running club, FNL, Key club, and leadership.
Wow. I wish I could do that much.
As of right now, I'm in leadership, key club, and
As of right now, I'm in leadership, NHS, Mesa, Key Club, Covian Club, and then Friday Night Live.
I also wish I could do that much.
Oh, and then volleyball.
I don't even know if it's gonna be
one for the truth.
So I'm in ASB, leadership, Key Club, and Richa.
Nice. And meanwhile, I just have the 2, leadership and Key Club. All right.
Join Key Club.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to advertise your clubs, go ahead.
For running club.
All right.
Join Key Club.
Join
Join
Richa.
key club and Metcha.
See, they want you incoming freshmen. Go join whichever one you want.
We want you.
Yay, it's a campaign
You
now.
guys at Club Rush.
Yes, and if you guys don't know, you will find out Club Rush is
Just letting you know
basically
now.
like a...
Stop. Key club gets everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
They will track you down. They're like, join key club?
If you don't join Key Club, we'll join you.
Okay.
Don't put
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to add to that? All right.
The best way.
So I hope you guys really decide to join SECA, and I hope you also enjoy your experience and just make the best of it. Because I'm a senior, I'm about to leave. So yeah, just make the best of it.
I hope you guys have a great time here and decide to join our wolf pack and join our clubs like Key Club and Metcha. And I hope this helps you guys a lot.
To find that high school experience, along with your academics, do what you love, find the people that you love to spend your time with. It's going to make your whole experience so much better.
Good luck in applying. I really hope you guys did accept it. And once you come to SECA, I think you realize that it's a lot more of a family vibe here. And I think you'll enjoy that by coming here.
Well, I hope this helps you guys out. Can't wait to see you here and maybe even see you in my leadership class.
I hope once you guys come here, when you get accepted, that you involve yourself on campus and make lots of new friends.
I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. And I hope to see you guys on April. Don't know the date yet for Ice Cream Socials for those of you who got accepted. And hopefully freshman orientation. Just make sure that you really use this advice that we all gave you guys. And don't really pay attention to your pay attention to your academics, but don't really stress that much on it. Enjoy the high school experience because SECA is tough. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thanks for
All
watching.
right. Thanks for watching.